So. Hello, everybody. This is a new week, new edition of Love Shreveport Lagniappe. I'm your host, Corey Williams, and as you can tell, I've got some reinforcement with me. Jalen Hurts, and I've got none other than Patrick Mahomes, as you can tell, with me currently. We are coming on, and we just want you guys to give some brief seconds. We've got a great show for you today, and we are going to make sure that you have some amazing information. You want to stay tuned. You want to stay locked in here to Love Shreveport Lagniappe. And again, it is the reason why I have this reinforcement in these guys is because it is indeed Super Bowl weekend. Can y'all tell I'm excited that it is Super Bowl weekend? Well, if you can't tell, then I'm letting you know. I am super excited and pumped that it is Super Bowl weekend. And we'll talk more about Super Bowl because many of you have your favorite teams that are not playing in the Super Bowl. But we'll talk about that later. As you're coming in, be sure to say hello to us in the comment section. I am going to, as we normally do, make sure that you are staying connected with us on our different platforms. There they are on the screen. As you can tell, of course, on Instagram at Love Shreveport, verified with a blue check. If you have Comcast Cable, Love Shreveport TV. Also, you're on Threads at Love Shreveport, verified with a blue check. Website, if you have not visit our website, you need to definitely make sure that you visit our amazing website. It's got a lot of information on it that you would need to grab. If you're in a hurry, you're on the internet, you want to go there, it's right there, www.shreveportla.gov. On X at Love Shreveport 1. Facebook, City of Shreveport Government. Many of you are on live Facebook right now, and it's verified with a blue check. And then, of course, YouTube. Many of you are live on YouTube right now, City of Shreveport, LA. Now, those of you that are live on YouTube, please make sure that you're just not live. We want you to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel as well. So be sure to do so. Those of you that are not on YouTube, you're watching and say, hey, I'm thinking about joining YouTube. Well, if that's you, then I definitely want you to make sure that you have liked and subscribed to our YouTube channel. So again, we appreciate you. Many of you are coming on in live. Of course, we appreciate you. Thank you all for tuning in. Indeed, listen, y'all, the City of Shreveport thanks you for tuning in. We appreciate all of you for joining us on today. So as you know, of course, it's our custom. If you're on Facebook, click the share button really quick. Click the share button. If you're on Facebook, if you're on YouTube, copy the link, send it out to someone and say, hey, it is time for Love Shreveport Lagniappe. As you know, Lagniappe means a little something extra. So we're giving you some extra information during your lunch break while you're just taking a break. Many of you might be still sitting at your computers, but of course you get a chance to join in and enjoy this information and things that we're going to be sharing and talking about on today. So again, as you're getting locked in, as you're getting loaded, we definitely are grateful for all of you. We've got a special guest that's going to be coming in just a minute to share some information with us, and we're super excited about that. Right before we get to our guest, we definitely want to remind you that the City of Shreveport is hiring. There are a few job listings that are available this week that you can go on. Yes, you can go on and you can apply for these jobs. I give you the names of the jobs, the departments that they fall under. Good afternoon, Ms. Dominique Washington. We appreciate you. And of course, as I give you this, the names of the jobs and the departments, you can go on the website, www.shreveportla.gov, so that you can get more detailed information about these jobs. All right. The police department has a couple of jobs that are available. We appreciate the Shreveport Police Department. They have an office specialist position that is available. Again, this is Shreveport Police Department has an office specialist available. Also, they have an administrative assistant position available. Administrative assistant position available. Again, this is the City of Shreveport Police Department. So again, you can definitely apply today. Also, the legal department has a assistant city attorney position available. Assistant city attorney position available, and you definitely want to jump on that if you are interested. And again, that's in the legal department. Also, Public Works has a few jobs available. They have a traffic controller level 1, traffic controller level 2. It's available again through Public Works. And also, they have a couple more positions that are available that you can go to the website and apply, which is chief supervisor and a crew leader position. All right. Also, water and sewer has a few job listings available. Water and sewer has a few job listings available. And there, of course, you see the website there at the bottom left-hand corner of your screen. But water and sewer, if you would like to work in that department, but here's some jobs. Certified shift supervisor. There are 2 positions of certified shift supervisors available. All right. Also, chief supervisor, that falls under water and sewerage. Also, electrical, electronics, instrument technician position is available. Maintenance specialist level 3. This is all in the water and sewer. Operator position. In fact, there are 2 operator positions in water and sewer that are available for you. All right. So again, all of those fell under water and sewerage. And then, of course, we're super excited because SPAR has some jobs that are available for you as well. SPAR has a certified maintenance technician position available for you. All right. So again, we've covered and shared all of the job listings that are available this week. And remember, every week, there's some that roll over. There's some new ones every week. So as you're joining us, we are definitely sharing those job listings available for you to go and apply. Hello, Brandon Sneed. Thank you so much for joining us on today. And then, of course, as you see on the bottom left-hand corner, if you want to go right to that for water and sewer, you can go to ShreveportLAwater.gov. You can go there as you see the website there at the bottom left so that you can go and apply for those jobs there as well. All right. Again, if you're just joining us, it's Love Shreveport Lagniappe. I'm your host, Corey Williams. We appreciate all of you for joining us on today. And as I shared when I came on, I've got some reinforcement. You see that? I've got Jalen Hurts and I've got Patrick Mahomes. We'll talk about that a little bit later. Again, they're joining us on Love Shreveport Lagniappe. All right. So we have entered into Black History Month as well. And so we've got some special edition these next 4 weeks. We'll be talking to some individuals within the city of Shreveport that are going to share some vital and great information. Today, we have with us Miss Vernie Howard. Good afternoon, Miss Howard. How are you doing?
I am wonderful. So good to be with you this afternoon.
Oh, my God. We're super excited that you are with us. We thank you for your time and joining us today. As you know, we are live on Facebook. We're live on YouTube. We're just talking to the city of Shreveport. And then we've got a lot of people that I've been hearing that they go back and rewatch it that aren't from Shreveport or Bossier or surrounding areas, but they catch it on YouTube. They run over it on Facebook, and so they're able to watch and get this information. And so we're just really excited that you're on. Of course, if you don't know Miss Vernie Howard, she is indeed a native of Shreveport, Louisiana. Of course, the daughter of the late Reverend and Mrs. C.F. Williams. She is a 1987 graduate of Cattle Magnet High School.
That's right.
Of course, yes, indeed. She furthered her studies at Louisiana State University, LSU in Baton Rouge, after earning a BS in microbiology in 1993 and an MPA in 1997. She began the commercial banking training program with SunTrust Bank in Atlanta, Georgia. And after more than 18 and a half years of corporate and nonprofit banking experience with banks across the country, including Regions, Hancock, Whitney, she returned to her hometown of Shreveport and ended her banking career as Senior Vice President, Relationship Manager of Public and Institutional Banking with J.P. Morgan Chase. Yes, indeed. December of 2015, she became the second executive director of the Providence House. Wow, absolutely amazing, Ms. Howard. And of course, she has been recognized and honored for her leadership and commitment to the community by multiple local, regional, and state organizations. She's a recipient of the African American Achievement Award, Blue Cross Blue Shield Angel Award, Virginia Sheehy Influential Woman Award honoree, and the Shreveport Chambers Athena Award honoree. Man, we are so excited, so elated to have, ladies and gentlemen, Miss Bernie Howard with us. Miss Howard, how's your day going?
I've had an amazing day. It started very early this morning, and just so proud to be a part of this community and just add value wherever I can. So it's an amazing day.
So and that you're doing. I mean, I just read a little bit of your bio and all of the things that you're doing. You have done, you're doing now, and we know that you're going to do. Tell us about the Providence House and your role with the Providence House.
Sure. So the Providence House is an emergency shelter for homeless families with children. And when we define a family, we're talking about single men with children, single women with children, and married couples with children. And what I love about the work that we do, we don't just do food, clothing, and shelter. In fact, I share with everyone who asked this question, tell me about Providence House. We really do two things. We do education and we do housing. We're not a hand out. We are really a hand up. And so we have some robust programs at Providence House, unlike any in the country. And so when a family comes, when they cross our threshold, we want to hear your whys, because everybody's why is different, how they ended here. And then we create this path forward. And so one of the, two programs I'm really, really proud of from an educational standpoint, we operate a 4-star child development center right here at 814 Cotton Street. Wow. 4-star. We are one of the highest rated child development centers, not just in Shreveport, but in Louisiana. So we invest a lot of time, a lot of energy, a lot of money around intergenerational education. We also, right here on our campus, we have a partnership with Bossier Parish Community College. And so we have a full service workforce development program. So families who maybe, didn't finish high school, don't have a certification, we don't want them working a minimum wage job. We want to make sure that they're certified, that they can earn a living wage and become self-sufficient. So if we're not doing education and if we're not providing housing, then we're not doing mission. And so we get to work with hundreds of families across the city every single day to move people to their highest level of self-sufficiency. And it is really a place of honor. It is a place of honor.
Absolutely. So these single fathers, single mothers, single parents, are they able to, there's a living quarters, or how does that work? You just take them in, you help them if they are displaced? Talk about that just for a second.
Yes. So we do have a residential component. And so families are referred to us. Sometimes it's Shreveport Police Department driving up saying, Vernie, this family's been in the parking lot of Walmart and here's a mom with children and they need help. More often than not, people are referred to us through Hope Connections. And so when they cross the threshold, the first thing that happens, they're assigned a case manager. They are assigned a resident assistant. And, people live with us on average 6 months. Some families, if it's domestic violence, it may be up to a year. And so, I always ask people when you come, what do you expect to see when you walk into a shelter? We don't call it a shelter. We call it the house because it's where people live. And there are all of these erroneous expectations of what it should look like. Families live in a private room. They share a bathroom, just like college with a suite mate. We have full service dietary team. We don't add water to a box mix and you have dinner. We have, 24-hour dietary staff. And so when a family gets here, they live on property. Our child development center is on property. Our workforce development center is on property. So everything that a family needs to go from homelessness to a place of hope, it is on one contiguous campus. And there is a whole host of support that will undergird these families. And so a mom doesn't have to figure out what bus route to take to get their kids to the child development center. They walk across the street. Wow. A dad doesn't have to figure out, how do I get work boots to get to this certification course? You walk across the street, and we provide those things with the help of the community and support from the community. So there is a living component, there is a dietary component, but everything that happens at Providence House happens on one contiguous campus. And that is really what makes us very unique.
That is very, very amazing. There was just a line you said, from homelessness to hope, which is major. Like, that's very, very powerful. And you sit in a seat to help people. Now, here's my next question.
Yes.
You said that they're referred to you. Are these families, do they have to be referred? Or if they hear about this and they're in need of your services, can they just come without being referred?
Okay, so that is an excellent question. And most people would think, well, why wouldn't people just be able to walk up? So the answer to, can you just walk up to the door to say that you need help? The answer is no.
Okay.
It is so critical when people are going through the trauma of homelessness that there is an organized way to enter into a system. Mm-hmm. When you've lived in chaos, you don't walk into chaos. We have to be prepared. So we need to know if it's a mom, if it's a dad, if it's a person with a disability, all of the things to get prepared to move this family from a place of, again, chaos to a place of self-sufficiency. And so families are referred to us, and they, again, referred through Hope Connections. They are referred to us through the city of Shreveport, sometimes through SPD. Sometimes we're getting referrals from major hospitals. And the phone conversation begins with, I have an 18-year-old young woman who's just given birth to her first baby. And the mom has said, you can't come back to my house. So then we open our doors to that mother and that baby. And so the referral source allows us to be prepared and to get ready so that we can adequately serve a family. And serving means, serving well, being prepared, having your room ready. If you have children, making sure that we have things in place for those children. So walking up to we are a secured campus. And I want to make sure people are aware of this. A lot of women and men are victims of domestic violence. Absolutely. And so if you are a victim, you should know that your house is a safe space. So when you walk up to our properties, you don't just open the doors. We need to know who you are. You need to be buzzed in. And that's for the protection of moms and dads and children. So we're 37 years old. We have 37 years of history. And we've perfected our craft, and we know how to protect families. We know how to serve our community and with dignity, with respect, and with the highest level of protections.
this is amazing information. And so when families come, is there a time limit that you guys allow them to stay? And the B clause to this question is, are there any programs within? So as they're coming in, are you teaching them how to have their own homes and things like that? How does that work?
Excellent question. So the A part is there is not a limit.
Okay.
We see on average, people are with us for about 6 months. But your reason for becoming homeless and mine may be very different. So this is for example, if a woman shows up as a result of domestic violence, before I can even begin assessing her whys, or before I can even begin to understand what she might need, I need to make sure that there are no tracking devices. On her vehicle. I need to make sure there are no air tags it's sewn into her purse. So there are so many things that we have to do on the front end. So our rehab program or our intensive case management for a domestic violence victim may not start for 30 days or 45 days. And so that would make her stay a little bit longer. If you've just had a hiccup, say you work for Bentler, and we saw this during COVID, you lost your job, you've gone through your savings, you were evicted from your apartment or from your, foreclosed on your home. And you may just need that hand up, with some new job training or, connecting with an employer, and your stay may be 3 months. So what we know about homelessness is there's no one size that fits all. So that's the answer to part A.
Mm-hmm.
The average length of stay is about 6 months. The longest length of stay is about 12 months. The programming, the first thing that happens is we want you to know you're safe and that you have just walked into an extended family whose responsibility it is to move you from that place of being afraid and all of the unknowns to the place where you can lift up your head and you're ready to live self-sufficiently. We have case management. We have on-site counseling. We do parenting classes. We do life skill classes. We do financial literacy classes. We have a housing program. We get you ready for housing, whether it's first-time home buyers or getting into an apartment. We sit down and we do financial counseling. And that looks like, people tell me this all the time. I'm getting a housing voucher. I'm going to be on the housing program. I appreciate that. But you're not going to be on the housing program if you have a prior eviction and you've not dealt with that eviction, or you have a past due utility bill. All of those things have to be cleared. And so we're pulling credit reports. We're walking them through parenting. We're teaching. We have outside professionals that come in, and we have inside professionals that, we help the external community as well. And so we make sure that your mental health, your physical health, your work skills, that you have a suit to interview in, all of those things come with helping a person or an individual to become whole. And it's only when you become whole that you're ready to become self-sufficient. So all of those things happen on one contiguous campus. And when I say it's a place of honor, and it's the thing that I get up every single day and we try to figure it out as a team. How do we get better? How do we serve more efficiently? How do we serve more? How do we give more? How can we move more people from homelessness to hope? So there's a lot that will happen behind these four walls every single day.
Absolutely. I may have one more question for you, because this is absolutely amazing, and it's right here in our city. Those of you that are watching us live right now, it's in our city. So you mentioned that no one can walk up; they've got to be referred. And so you mentioned there was some during COVID. There was some people that kind of got displaced and needed the Providence House, right? Needed the services. So if someone is watching right now, and maybe they getting this information, how do they connect with whomever, just in case something happens and they're in the shoes of that person or persons that was displaced during COVID? How can they be connected to be referred if need be?
The first thing, we have a really robust website. And
Okay.
so we live in a technological world. And so I would say to anybody who wants to know more about our programs, what we do, our stats, our financials, we're full transparency. Go to our website, theprovidencehouse.com. And there you will find how to get in the referral process. If you just need to call and just say, hey, I'm not homeless, because if you were to ask me, Bernie, what is the one thing I want people to know that I don't believe the community knows? The one thing is, how do we define homelessness?
Mm-hmm.
And so for you and I, it would be if I don't have a home to live in, right? That is not how the federal government defines homelessness. There are actually 4 definitions of homelessness. And so for a person who is literally homeless, that means that person is sleeping under a bridge, in a car, behind an abandoned building. That person is literally homeless. HUD also goes on to say that homelessness is defined as someone who find themselves imminently homeless. Within the next 14 days that you have an eviction and you're going to be without a place to live. That's imminently homeless.
Okay.
You're also homeless if you're a victim of domestic violence. So let me back up. If you and I are living with our aunt and our cousins in one apartment, we're all living together. I don't have my own apartment. You don't have yours, but your aunt has one. We are not considered homeless because we have a suitable place to live. So I want people to know, just because you're cohabitating with your aunt or your mom or a cousin, if you have a roof over your head with running water and electricity, you are not considered homeless.
Absolutely.
You're only considered homeless if you have no suitable place to live, you lived in a shelter, if you are fleeing domestic violence, if you are imminently homeless, or if you are an unaccompanied minor, 16 to 19, without a suitable place to live. So even how we begin to shape the narrative around homelessness, we have to understand our definition and how our federal government defines homelessness.
Wow.
So we have to address all of those things as an agency in order to begin to help you to move from, hey, I'm living in my car, to how do I begin to live independently? So we have to fill in all of those gaps in between so that a person or a family is ready to become self-sufficient. Absolutely. It's a lot of work, but it's amazing work.
And they have the right person for the job in you, Ms.
I'm
Vernie.
honored.
We
I'm
appreciate
honored.
you. This is great information. Tell everybody that website one more time that they need to go to so they can get all detailed information about Providence House.
Sure. It's www.theprovidencehouse, all one word.com. Feel free to call us, 318-221-7887. There is someone answering the phone 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We have staff on campus 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And I want you to remember, in order to become a part of Providence House, you either have to be a single man, a single woman, or a married couple with children, because we are a family shelter.
Absolutely. Amazing information for those that are viewing us live right now. And then, of course, there'll be many that will come back and watch this. This is Miss Vernie Howard, director of the Providence House here in Shreveport. She has just laid out and gave us all pertinent information as relates to the Providence House. We wanted to get her on. We appreciate you. I think we've got, there it is. There's the website at the bottom of your screen. If you need it, if you know someone who needs this information, please pass on this website to them. You may know single dads with children, may know single moms, may know single couples with children. Get this website to them so that they can get the positive help that they need so they can continue to advance in life. Ms. Vernie, you and your team, this is great. I've learned a lot of things on today just talking with you. They're on here saying, great guest. Thank you. You name it.
My pleasure. My pleasure.
Indeed. Yes. Any last minute things you'd like to share, Ms. Vernie?
I want to say for people who find themselves homeless, call us. We also work very closely with our partners, the parish, the city. When there was the shutdown of those 3 apartment complexes in Shreveport because
Yes.
of lack of water, Providence House served as the fiscal agent. We were able to help all of those people find housing. So our work extends beyond the 4 walls of 814 Cotton Street. We are really here to serve this community. We understand our capacity. And I will tell you, we are so much better when we work together as a community. We can get so much more done when we work together as a community. And that's why I continue to say it's an honor to serve as executive director. It is a place of honor to serve this community. When we work one with another, we really can change lives and change the narrative around poverty, around homelessness, and just all the negative things that we see. There are really some great things happening in our city.
Absolutely. Changing the narrative. That's what it's about. Thank you so much for your time,
Thanks for
Miss Bernie.
having me.
You're very welcome, and we'll try to get you back on and get more detailed information about a lot of things. And they're on here saying we are definitely better together. So thank you
Yeah.
so much for joining us. Have a great rest of your day.
Thanks so much. Y'all have a great evening.
Thank you.
Bye.
Listen, y'all, we just had an amazing interview with Miss Bernie Howard. She is the director of Providence House. You got to get this information. Again, I'm going to put this website back up for you just in case you know someone who may need the information. Go to www.theprovidencehouse.com and you're going to get all the information that you need. All right. Again, we appreciate you all for joining us. Speaking of, because we just had that conversation as relates to the Providence House, you know, there's people that may be displaced and kind of dealing with some things mentally. So I want to invite you to tune in tomorrow, February the 6th, 7 p.m., the I Love Shreveport podcast, which features Miss Jessica Latin, who is a therapist and deals with couples and individuals as relates to mental health, will be airing tomorrow at 7 p.m., live on Facebook, live on YouTube. Then, of course, at the bottom of the screen, you see there that you can listen to the audio version of the podcast, Spotify, iHeart, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music. You can go to either one of those, subscribe, and you don't have to miss any of our podcasts. But tomorrow's is a special podcast, as we just talked about, because again, even with being displaced, relates to homelessness, there will be a mental challenge there. But again, Miss Jessica Latin, as we've sat down and talked with her, will go into depth on some things as relates to mental health. And so don't miss tomorrow's I Love Shreveport podcast, again, featuring Miss Jessica Latin. And that's tomorrow evening at 7 p.m., live on Facebook and live on YouTube. Also, just want to share with you that the Dr. MLK Jr. Writing and Art contest, the entry deadline will be Monday, February the 24th. That's with SPAR. And of course, there's a QR code. You can see it on the screen. That if you just pull your phones out and you can scan the QR code, of course, Cattle Parish students have the opportunity to participate in this citywide essay, poetry, and poster contest to provide education and connection to the legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. through art. So again, we definitely don't want your young people to miss it. Drop-off location is Spar Community Center of Stagewood of Louisiana, 400 Clyde Thamp Memorial Parkway. Don't forget, jump on that and be a part of that. And then, of course, we're going to be sharing this so that you don't forget there's an annual HBCU College Fair happening at the Harry Blake Family Life Center, 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. That's going to be the end of the month, February 27th. We want to continue to remind you, there's the address, 1664 Austin Street in Shreveport. We're going to continue to keep this in front of you so that you do not forget about it. All right. I know our time has escaped us because we're not long as relates to Love Shreveport Lagniappe. But lastly, we want to remind you, and I want you to put it in the comment section, it's this Sunday. It's the Super Bowl. It's Jalen Hurts and the Eagles against Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs. The Chiefs 2 years ago beat the Eagles in the Super Bowl. Can the Eagles come for revenge, or will Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs do something that has never been done before in NFL history, which is a Super Bowl three-peat, meaning if they win it Sunday, they would have won 3 years in a row. Let's see what happens. Put in the comment section who you think is going to win this year's Super Bowl again, which will be this Sunday, the Chiefs versus the Eagles. Let's see what your comments say. Let's see if you are going to be right after the Super Bowl on Sunday. Listen, y'all, as you're doing that, we are celebrating. It's African American Black History Month. And of course, we are super excited about things that are going on. We'll have some messages from our mayor coming up. Don't forget again to make sure that you are following us and staying connected with us on our different platforms: Instagram, Comcast Cable, Threads, the website, X, Facebook, YouTube. We're all there. We've got information daily that we're dropping on you so that you will be abreast of everything that's going on in our city. All right. Well, again, we appreciate all of you for joining us today, February the 5th. As we get ready next week, I'll be seeing if you were right as it relates to who won this year's Super Bowl in New Orleans, Louisiana. So again, we appreciate y'all for joining us. Catch us next Wednesday. We'll have another special guest coming on. You'll be seeing who that is. If you just follow our social media pages, you'll get a firsthand tip of who our guest will be next week. All right. Thank you again for watching. Take care now. Bye then. Have a great rest of your Wednesday.